Welcome to the deep dive. We love digging into tons of research and articles just for you. Today, we're diving into the world of synthetic data and generative AI. Ever wish you could, make data appear out of thin air?
Yeah, it's kind of like science fiction turning into reality. Synthetic data, it's made to look like the real deal. But it's not just a copycat. It's more like a key. It unlocks data's potential without the usual headaches.
Okay, headaches, like what exactly?
Well, imagine training a self-driving car, right?
Okay.
You'd need data on everything.
Yeah.
Sunny days, snowstorms, people crossing the street, maybe even a kangaroo jumping out. You get the idea.
Yeah, I get it. That's a ton of data. You can't just go out and get that easily.
No, not at all. And the real world data, it can have hidden biases. Let's say you're teaching a facial recognition system, right?
Hmm.
But you mostly use pictures of people from one part of the world.
I see.
It might not work so well for people from other places. Could lead to some big problems.
Right, like training a chef with only one type of food, they wouldn't know what to do with anything else. That's where this generative AI comes in.
Yeah. It's like a culinary superhero. Generative AI creates synthetic data to get past those limitations. We can train AI without those real-world restrictions.
So no robots taking over kitchens anytime soon then. But tell me more about these generative AI tools. How do they work?
All right. Let's start with the superstars, GANs, Generative Adversarial Networks. Picture a constant battle between a forger and a detective.
Oh, okay.
The forgers are trying to make perfect copies. The detective's getting better at spotting the fakes. They push each other to the limit.
Wow, that's a pretty intense competition. So who wins in the end?
It's not really about winning. It's the process, right? The
Hmm.
forger, we call it the generator. It creates data. The detective, called the discriminator, tries to tell real from fake. Through this competition, the generator gets so good at making synthetic data, it's almost impossible to tell it's not real.
So you're telling me we could have AI making works of art that could fool even professionals. That's kind of freaky.
Yeah, there have been cases. GANs have made images so real, even experts couldn't tell. That ability to make such high-quality data, it makes GANs really good for things like video game graphics or training AI to do complex visual stuff.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. What about those VAEs, variational autoencoders? What can they do?
Think of them as like master code breakers. They take real-world data and they pull out the essential parts, like a secret recipe. Once they've got it, they can use that knowledge to make new data. Same pattern, but totally unique.
So Jans are the artists and VAEs are the chefs, breaking down the recipe and then making something new.
That's a great way to put it. Let's say you trained a VAE on customer purchase data, right? It could make fake customer profiles, each one with a unique but realistic buying history based on what it learned. This is great for stuff like recommending products or testing marketing, all without using real customer data.
Smart, keeps things private too. So let's dig deeper into these benefits. How is synthetic data changing the game?
Imagine a company, they want to build a fraud detection system. To train it, they need loads of data on all sorts of scams, even the ones they haven't seen before.
Right.
Synthetic data lets them create a ton of fake but realistic fraud scenarios. Basically, a crash course in spotting scams.
Like training a crime-fighting AI on every heist movie ever made?
Exactly. And it's not just crime. Let's say you're training a robot arm to do surgery. With synthetic data, you can make endless practice scenarios, different lighting tools, even patient anatomy, and make sure the robot is ready for anything.
So it's not just about having a lot of data, it's about control and variety too.
Precisely. And let's not forget about data privacy. In fields like healthcare, sharing data can be tricky because of privacy concerns. Synthetic data gives us a way around that. They can mix real but anonymous data with synthetic data to get insights without putting anyone at risk.
That's pretty clever. So how do you actually build and train these generative models? Is it all super complicated algorithms and code?
It's kind of like cooking, actually. Starts with the ingredients, the data. The first step is data prep. Think of it like chopping veggies before you cook. Got to make sure your real-world data is clean, organized, and ready for the model to use.
So bad data in means bad data out, even for AI.
Yeah, exactly. Once you've got your ingredients, got to pick the right recipe. That's like choosing the right model. Do you want a GAN, or artist forger, to make super realistic images? Or maybe a VAE, our master code breaker, to understand customer behavior?
So choosing the right tool for the job is key. Okay, so you've got the data ready, the model picked. What's next?
Then comes the training. You feed the model real-world data, and it learns, step by step, to make synthetic data that matches. It's like giving the model a taste test and adjusting the seasoning.
A culinary apprenticeship for AI.
Exactly. But just like a good chef, gotta taste the dish before serving it, right? We evaluate the quality of that synthetic data. We use visual checks, statistical tests to make sure it's accurate and meets our needs.
Making sure the AI's dish looks good and tastes good too.
Exactly. This evaluation is key to building trust in that synthetic data.
This is all super interesting, but where is synthetic data really making a difference right now? What are some real-world examples?
Oh, get ready for some wow moments. We're about to see how synthetic data is shaking things up across all sorts of industries. Welcome back to the deep dive. Get ready for some real-world wow moments because we're about to see how synthetic data is, like, changing everything.
I'm all ears. Let's start with cars. Self-driving cars, they're everywhere, but teaching them to drive in the real world, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, it is. Imagine a self-driving car company, right?
Yeah.
They want to train their cars on, like, super rare but dangerous situations, a tire blowing out on a highway, for example. Getting real-world data for that, almost impossible.
And dangerous. You can't just cause accidents for data.
Right. But with synthetic data, you can create this whole virtual world, realistic physics,
Yeah.
and you can, like, make anything happen. It's a giant video game where they can train their AI on how to react to anything.
So it's like a self-driving car boot camp, but in a safe virtual world. That's pretty smart. What about healthcare? Privacy is a big deal there, right?
Huge. And that's where synthetic data shines. Say a hospital wants to build an AI that diagnoses rare diseases, but they only have a few real patient cases to work with.
Right.
Synthetic data lets them make tons of hypothetical patient records, more data without risking anyone's privacy.
It's like a medical textbook with like a million case studies, but all the patients are, anonymous. That's amazing. What other fields are using this?
Finance is another big one. Fraud detection. Banks are always fighting new scams.
Yeah.
But to train their AI, they need a lot of examples of fraud, which is hard to get.
Yeah. Can't exactly ask criminals to share their data.
Nope. But with synthetic data, they can make all sorts of fake fraud scenarios. Account takeovers, identity theft, the whole works. Gives their AI a head start in catching the bad guys.
It's like giving the AI a crash course in all the tricks of the trade. What about retail? I bet they use synthetic data to personalize shopping, right?
Oh, yeah. Imagine an online store, right?
Yeah.
They want to suggest products to you, but make it super personalized. They could use synthetic data to create these really detailed customer profiles, all sorts of shopping habits and preferences.
So it's more than just your past purchases. They're building a more complete picture of you as a shopper.
Yeah, and it's not just recommendations. Retailers can test new marketing campaigns, product designs, all in this virtual world before they try it in the real world.
Like a virtual focus group that never has to leave their couch. This is wild.
It is. And we're just getting started. Let's talk biotech, drug discovery. It takes forever, and it's super complex, often because there's just not enough molecular data available. Synthetic data is helping with that.
So instead of looking for a needle in a haystack, they're like making their own needles.
Exactly. By making synthetic molecules that act like real ones, researchers can train their AI to find new drugs way faster. That could mean life-saving treatments get to patients sooner.
That's a game changer for sure. What about manufacturing?
Oh, big potential there too. Imagine a factory, right? They want to avoid their machines breaking down, which costs a ton of money. They can use synthetic data to simulate all kinds of failures and teach their AI to predict and stop them before they even happen.
So it's like giving the machines a virtual checkup to catch problems early.
Precisely. This predictive maintenance thing, it can save companies a fortune. Less downtime, everything runs smoother.
This is amazing. It seems like everything can benefit from synthetic data.
You're getting it. Even urban planning is getting in on the action. City planners, they can make virtual models of their cities, simulating everything, traffic, population growth, all of it.
Like a giant sim city for real cities?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This lets them test things out, see how different decisions affect the city before they do anything in the real world. Makes for better transportation, housing, even disaster planning.
So they can experiment and see what works best, all in the virtual world. That's pretty cool. What else does the future hold for synthetic data?
Hold on tight, we're about to dive into that. From making AI more explainable to making it accessible to everyone, the possibilities are huge.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've seen how powerful synthetic data is, but where is this all going? What's next for this amazing tech?
The future of synthetic data, it's full of potential. One thing that's getting a lot of attention is explainable AI. For making synthetic data, I mean.
Explainable AI.
Yeah. Right now, some of these models, especially the really complex ones, they're kind of like black boxes.
Okay.
We put data in, we get synthetic data out, but we don't always know how it got there.
So it's like a magic trick. You see the result, but you don't know how the magician did it.
Exactly. Explainable AI is all about making those processes transparent, like the magician showing you how the trick works, builds trust, make sure synthetic data is used ethically.
That makes sense. So, explainable AI is going to be big. What else is coming down the pipeline?
Imagine if making synthetic data was so easy, it was just part of, like, every AI project. Automatic.
That'd be amazing. No more searching for the right data, no more worries about not having enough.
Exactly. It would speed things up so much, and we could probably make even better AI models. And speaking of access, another cool trend is democratizing AI.
Democratizing AI. Is AI going to start voting or something?
Not quite.
Mm-hmm.
It means making AI development accessible to everyone. Used to need these massive, expensive data sets, but synthetic data changes that. Now, small companies, startups, even just regular people can make their own data sets without spending a fortune.
So it's like leveling the playing field for AI. Anyone can play.
Yeah. That means more innovation, more people from different backgrounds can get involved in AI.
This all sounds really exciting, but for our listeners who are, ready to jump into synthetic data, where should they start? What advice would you give them?
The cool thing about synthetic data is it's always changing. There's a huge community of people working on it, sharing resources and stuff.
Okay.
Tons of stuff online, open source tools, even online courses to get you started.
So it's not just for the big tech companies anymore. Anyone can get involved.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
Try things out. With synthetic data, it's pretty low risk. You're not going to mess up any real world data.
Sounds like a fun way to learn. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners as they start their synthetic data journey?
Use the power of synthetic data, but always remember to use it responsibly. Think about the impact of what you're creating. Use this tech for good to make the world a better place.
Well said. And that wraps up our deep dive into the incredible world of synthetic data and generative AI. Hope you enjoyed the ride.
It's been fun exploring this with you.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.